can do about it? People have a right to protest. How do you ensure that it's going to be more peaceful?
Yeah, it's a concerning trend, Neil. I've been saying this recently around the places I've been going around town, that this public order demonstration problem is going to continue to be with us for some time, I think. It's whether it's this particular issue or any other issues, a number of areas of communities wanting to take up issues against each other, and the police are in the middle of that. And as Steve Lean, our Assistant Commissioner, said the other day, both sides were as bad as each other on the weekend. There weren't any every advice that we were giving about how to avoid conflict, how to avoid physical protest clashes, were pretty much ignored. And both sides were looking, or elements of both sides, I should say, were looking for trouble. And police are smack in the middle of that, and that's the sort of thing that's going to be problematic for us. And we're going to do some work around the public order management. We need to do more work around it, I think, particularly not in the way we respond, because weekend was a really good planned response, a really good safety focus for our police on it too. But the sustainability of it, keeping it going when potentially it could be a week in, week out thing, is going to test us.
In terms of resources?
Absolutely, yeah.
Too many police tied up doing that. So are the penalties tough enough for people crossing the line in those sort of demonstrations?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, Neil, at the moment, is amongst that sustainability issue, is there legislation that we need that might improve our ability to respond to it if it's a growing trend? I haven't talked to government about that yet. I've asked for some reports to be done on it internally so I can understand it. And then once we'll do that, I'm going to perhaps have a chat to government about what that report's telling us about how to be better able to enforce it.
Have you got the power to sort of grab people, and weren't the move on powers changed?
Yeah, we have got some quite good powers around that, and I don't think that's the issue. But like on the weekend, we had a lot of people wearing masks and face masks and glass and things like that, and we had. When police lines are breached, we use other tactics like spray and mechanisms like that. People wearing safety glasses, and protesters wearing safety glasses, protesters wearing face masks, things like that we need to look at around. Is that on?
There's nothing illegal about wearing a face mask or safety glasses in the street, I suppose, is it?
Not at the moment.
I think it should be. If you're in a demonstration.
Well, that's one of the things that we are looking at the moment about. Tactics like that, that people come to understand the police tactics, the premise demonstrators, and they, over a number of years, look to try and divert that and get around that. And that's what we've got to stay on top of.
Could you ever see a time where we want permits for demonstrations?
That's not something I've given a lot of thought to around the permit side of things, Neil. Generally, I think the engagement with these groups has been improving a lot. I mean, we do engage extensively with them before the demonstrations, and that does help to a large degree. And whilst that's happening, it probably does ease the need for permits a bit.
Do you think? Have you worked out what it cost yet for police on the weekend, the demonstration?
Oh, it was hundreds of thousands, Neil. Yeah, I've actually asked for that. But I understand it was in the hundreds of thousands in terms of the bill.
Interesting point about balaclava. I used to wear a balaclava when I was delivering newspapers in the morning as a 12-year-old, but I think I probably had legitimate reason in the middle of winter. But yeah. You're walking down a demonstration on Sunday afternoon, there's no reason to have a balaclava on, is there?
Well, if you're trying to protect your eyes from capsicum spray, IC spray, yeah. There were a number of groups that were travelling around Melbourne after that demonstration, just looking to cause trouble. There was a few groups came down from Sydney. We got New South Wales Police searched the bus of one of those groups, found a firearm, found I think a knife or something like that. Certainly found a firearm.
But the firearm was found here or in Sydney?
In Sydney, on their way down here. So that firearm was seized, and New South Wales Police taking care of that. But even after the event that night, these groups were roaming around before they went back to Sydney, causing a number of issues, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was one of those.